Hey everybody, it's me Stacey here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. It's time for our next Saturday with Stacey, YouTube class number 410. And okay, this class wasn't supposed to be this week. This class was 6 weeks away is when it was supposed to be. But well, with the way things are in the world today, things happen and we thankfully were able to bring this class forward, and it is what it is. That's what I kept telling myself, because this isn't what was planned for this week. But you know what? You just roll with the punches, baby, right? Right. Now, if you are watching this during our live chat, during the premiere of this Saturday with Stacey YouTube class, which would be Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Sunny California time, please know I'm going to have to just quickly excuse myself, because at 9:15 we are going to be launching our exclusive bundles with Sizzix and Tim Holtz fall and Halloween products. Yes, I know. How are you ever going to choose? I don't know. But we're excited to be bringing you these bundles and open stock. If you just want one or two of his dies or embossing folders, absolutely. But if you visit our site and you look under that category, you will see a YouTube there for you to watch and some fine print for you to read, which isn't fine at all. I made it as big as I possibly could, about how quickly we're going to be able to ship you these orders if you do a pay now and there's nothing else on your order with the exception of the Tim Holtz product. We've made a partnership with some of the peeps at Sizzix, Wahoo Kachoo, and they are pre-bundling and packing these products for me. I'm gonna get used to that. I really am. Nobody else is gonna do it for us. Or if they do, it won't be on a grand scale, because we're very limited as to what Tim Holtz products we have. We don't have oodles and oodles of it to offer. And the sale's only good for one day. Holy smokes, by Sunday morning, it's gone. So again, I'm going to excuse myself at 9:15, and if you're watching this after our premiere, well, it really doesn't make any difference to you at all. Now, what do I have for you today? Well, I have Stampendous on a flash sale. Like I said, this YouTube was supposed to be 6 weeks down the line, but flash sale today. Can you say $100 worth of product for $19.99? Oh yeah, baby. Can you say Couture Creations and Hunky Dory? Can you say limited? Limited. Good. I'm so glad that we hear each other loud and clear. I heard you say, limited, got it. Now, before I get going, I am going to go ahead and give you an update on the warehouse sale. We have finished day 1, we have finished day 2, and we have started day 3. So if you have an order from day 2 that has been paid for, that means they have all been filled and they are now in the process of being quality controlled and shipped out. If you have an order from day 3, then your order has been brought upstairs and we're starting to pick, pack, pull, and ship those orders. And that means next week we will start billing those from day 4. If you had a pay later from day 4, you will look for your invoice sometime next week. Now, if you placed an order on day 1 or day 2 and you haven't paid for it, you can call us and pay for your order, absolutely. But at some point we will just be canceling those orders out, and then, well, the next warehouse sale, sorry, won't happen, but you're welcome to give us a call and take care of those orders, and we'll pull your merchandise for you and get it right out to you. Help me help you. We purchased all that merchandise in good faith for you and allowed you to have all of this time to save up for it, and we would so appreciate you just giving us a call and taking care of it. So day 4, people, we're getting there. And then the days are going to go so much quicker because they get so much smaller. So we're excited to say we're starting to see an end to wrapping this up. So Wahoo Kachoo. Now, I talked about Tim Holtz. I talked about Stampendous. I talked about the warehouse sale. Winner chicken dinner. I knew I was forgetting something. All right, let's do our winner chicken dinner. Are you ready? Our first winner from YouTube number 409, and both of these nice ladies have won a $25 gift card, which is already in their online account. Congratulations. If you don't post, you can't win, that's for sure. So all you have to do is hit the subscribe button over here. There's a little heart with an SMS in it. You hit the subscribe button over here. The live chat does not count. You post a comment down below. And once I approve it, it has to be approved. Then you go into the running to be a winner chicken dinner. And who knows, you might hear your name one week. Nobody ever thinks it's going to happen to them until it does. And then they're like, ah! And they're calling their friends and they're texting and they're videoing their TV with me announcing it so then they can send that to their friends. Whatever makes your heart happy. Congratulations. So our two winners this week are Sandra. Hello, Sandra. Sandra Hattenauer. Hattenauer? I'm going with Sandra Hattenauer. I'm not even going to think about it. Think long, think wrong. So Sandra, if that is you, congratulations. You are one of this week's lucky winner chicken dinners, but you are not alone. We always do too. So our second winner is Fran Pritchuk. Hello, Fran. See, look, if I don't think about it, I'm just going to let it roll off my tongue. How about Pritchuk? I'm going to go with it. It's probably wrong, but Fran will forgive me. Fran's been around for a long time. So Fran's been a fan and a follower for a long time. So hearts to Sandra, and to Fran. Now let's do our winner chicken dinner dance. Are you ready? You're a winner, chicken dinner. You're a winner, chicken dinner. Wahoo, ka-choo, for you. Congratulations to both of you. You don't have to do anything to claim your prize. It is already in your online account. So, Tim Holtz, if you're watching this and it's past Saturday, the sale's over with. It was one day. It was one day on those special bundles to give you the opportunity to get his newest, his latest, his greatest at amazing prices. But we probably still have some of that Stampendous product. I hope we do. I don't know. They're limited. Anyway, we'll get started for today so I can show you what we're doing. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. I am going to say, though, we're going to kind of go forward and then backwards and then forwards again. To get where I want to take you in this class, I kind of have to start one place, stop what I'm doing, start in another place, and then the two roads will merge up and you will understand why I did what I did. But I can't explain why I'm doing what I'm doing until I've done what I did. Did you get that? I really should stop and retape this. I'm not going to. Okay. I had a donut before I started. I think it's starting to kick in. Oh, it's going to be a roller coaster of a YouTube, folks. Buckle up them seatbelts. We're in for a bumpy ride. Half of you have turned me off. It's okay. I made my heart happy. All right. Samples. Okay, here, look at this. Is this not darling? Okay, wait till you see what I have for you. There's this one. Look at how cute is this. And how about that? All right, I'm going to tilt down. We're going to get started for today. Bye, everybody. All right, I'm going to zoom on in. If I could just trim off my tummy a little bit, that would sure be nice. When they say the camera adds 10 pounds, they're lying. It actually adds 25 to 40. Okay, so what do we have for you today? Well, I showed you this card, right? Showed you this card. This was made using this stamp and die set. This stamp and die set. So Stampendous sells this die set for $19.99 and they sell this stamp set for $11.99. So right around $32 for the set. Then I want to show you this one. I showed you this card. Here is the stamp set. And here is the die set. Again, $19.99 for the die set, $11.99 for the stamp set, brings you to about $32. And then I showed you this one. Now this is a little different. This stamp set is $15.99. And the die set is $19.99. So you've got 20 and 16, so $36 here. What if I told you you would get this one and this one and this one for $19.99? All of it, all three of them. Cards not included, but all three sets for $19.99. All three sets. Not just the one die for $19.99. Not just this. That's what this costs, is $19.99. That's the retail on it. But you're going to get the die for $19.99. And I guess the way to look at it is you're going to get this stamp for free. And you're going to get this stamp set for free. And this coordinating die set for free. And you're going to get this stamp set for free. And this coordinating die set for free when you buy that. Okay, that's a Wahoo Kachoo. Now let's say you don't love all of them, although for that price, it's amazing. Not a problem. You just want the floral? $6.99 gets you both. You just want the meadow and the dies to go with it? $6.99 gets you both. You want the Eiffel Tower and the dies that go with it? $6.99 gets you both. But when you do the I Want It All, well, you're getting even a better deal. You're getting it for $19.99 as opposed to $21. So this is the flash sale for today, and it really is a holy smokes artichokes price. Let me put these over there just for a moment. Now we're going to get started, and I'm going to start super easy, and then we're going to switch gears entirely. And then we're going to come back to this with the two stamp sets. So with this stamp set and the Eiffel Tower, you should know that not only do you get the stamp set, but there is a stencil underneath. There is a stencil underneath for you to use so you can shade and color as well. So it's not just a stamp set, it's a stamp and stencil set, and then you have the coordinating dies. I'm going to start with this one, and we are going to start super, super, super simple. Let's take off. I think we'll use that one to start with. Ooh, these are just peeling off easy peasy mac and cheesy. All right, I'll put them over there for now. Right there, right there. Okay, so this is a it's a gray rubber cling stamp, which means it's going to cling right to an acrylic block. I'm going to use my Couture Creations acrylic block. You get all 5 blocks for, I guess we'll put it on a YouTube Yummies. I think they're $12.50 for all 5. We'll do them for $10. And there are manufacturers who literally sell this one block just for $10. Couture Creations, you did a great job. We used to get these from Do Crafts, and Do Crafts doesn't carry them, and Couture Creations picked them up, and I am ever so grateful that they did. Now, as you can see, it just clings right to it. Just kind of like the vinyl that you used to cling to your windows when you were a kid decorating for Halloween or Christmas or Valentine's Day, and you'd have those vinyl sheets and they just cling right to the window. Same thing here. If forever there's a reason that it's not cleaning or clinging, then I need you to just wipe it down. Chances are you've got a little bit of oil from your fingers, or perhaps your block has got a little bit of embossing powder on it or oil from your fingers. You just want to give everything a nice wipe down and then let it air dry. Once you do that, it's going to cling again and you're going to be good to go. Now to start with, I'm just going to play with basic paper. literally 100-pound cardstock. Nothing special about this at all. And I am going to be using an India ink. So India ink is a dye-based ink by Hero Arts. It doesn't move with water. Memento ink doesn't move with water. India ink doesn't move with water. It's really a beautiful ink. And yes, they do sell a re-inker. We have it exclusively. I still think we have it exclusively. I'm not 100% sure, but they did it for us. And so now you can get a re-inker for your India ink. I'm going to go ahead and ink up my, well, this is supposed to be a leaf, a whole leaf set, but we're gonna pretend that it's not. I thought it looked more flowerish. What's the name of the set? It's a fuchsia set, and fuchsias hang upside down. So fuchsias hang upside down. Who knew? Well, Fran did. She designed these. So I've inked up my stamp, and I've brought over a gush pad. Oh, there we go. I've brought over a gush pad, which is a piece of foam that's got a nice density to it. We are sold out of these. Our gush pads are gone. They're completely sold out, and Doris, who made them, also has gone out of business. A mouse pad generally doesn't work. You generally need some kind of a good density foam. And the reason why I use a gush pad is because when I go to stamp, it allows the stamp to kind of sink into the paper. Hence the reason a gush, because it kind of gushes down and it makes better contact with your paper. I'm going to ink this up one more time because I was talking. And then I'm going to go ahead and go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. Oh, beautiful image. Beautiful stamped image. It really should be that simple. Let's ink it up one more time. That's really all the ink that you need. Let's do it one more time. Ready? 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, down and up. Now I'm not doing, and that's a beautiful image too. Oh my gosh, these came out so perfect. Oh. I'm not doing chest compressions. I'm not trying to revive the stamp. No, I'm just trying to give nice all over even pressure for the stamp so it makes good contact with the paper. And because the paper's kind of sinking in, down just a little bit, and the stamp is able to make a little bit better contact because I have a gush pad, it just makes it that much easier. If you're stamping on a hard surface and you're getting holes in your stamp, meaning that little places didn't stamp all the way, you didn't get enough pressure, it could be you want to try something like a gush pad. That way when you stamp and you add that pressure, it allows that stamp to really sink in and make good contact with the paper. On a hard surface, it's got no place to go. So if you miss it, you've missed it. If you didn't press hard enough, you didn't press hard enough. And if you have a stamp positioner, well, you're lucky enough that you're going to be able to go and re-stamp it again and again. Just re-ink it up and re-stamp it. Now, I can color these any way I want, and I know that they're supposed to be leaves, and then you have the fuchsias hanging down, but I like that as a flower, and it is my art, so I'm going to do it as a flower because I want to. And you could use watercolor pencils with this, colored pencils and Gamsol with this. You could use watercolor paint with this. You could, whatever medium you use to paint with. The beautiful Jane Davenport watercolor paints that we did as a flash sale that will be coming to you, those are great for this. You've got opportunity to paint this and color this any way you see fit because you use that India ink that doesn't move with water. I'm going to use Ozzie Andrews alcohol markers. So again, the India ink is not going to move with my alcohol marker. So if you're using a Copic, a Spectrum Noir, the new Couture Creations alcohol ink markers, whomever's alcohol ink markers you have are going to work beautifully with that India ink. What I like about the Ozzie Andrew Couture Creations alcohol markers is, one, it has a really nice brush tip. Really good brush tip. Really, I love it. The brush tip's happy, happy, happy. It also has a bullet tip. So it doesn't have a chisel on this end. It has a nice bullet tip, which I find more useful than the chisel. The second thing I really love about them is the price. They're $1.99 each. I know, pick up your jaw. I did too. I had to pick up my jaw the first time I played with these for $1.99. Holy smokes, artichokes. There's 108 colors. I can't sell them any less than $1.99. That's where it's at. So I'm going to color these. Let's see. And even though I know that this is supposed to be part of a leaf, I'm going to make it a flower. Let's see. I want to see what colors I want to play with. Oh, that's not bad. All right. Well, I think I'm going to start with a pink. And I'm going to take that brush tip and I'm just going to color right in. And because it's an alcohol ink marker, it doesn't leave the lines that you normally get from a marker. It leaves a smooth, beautiful finish. You're like, but that's a leaf. I know, but I'm okay with it. So there, done. First leaf, easy peasy. Well, first petal, easy peasy. And let's do this one. I'm going to make this one a petal too. And I'll make this one a petal. So I'm just coloring in. Could you use Sharpies? Yes, you could, but you're not going to get the same effect because you don't have that brush tip on a Sharpie. Do you already have Copics? Awesome, go for it. Do you already have Spectrum Noir? Awesome, go for it. Do you want to play with alcohol markers but don't want to spend $6, $7, $8 a pen? Awesome. Ozzy Andrews taking care of that for you and has given you a beautiful nib to go with it. I will let you know that he's shipping all of our alcohol ink markers to us the 1st of next week, so we're excited to get them here from Australia. Australia was closed down for a little while, but they are back up and running. All right, see, to me, it looks like a flower, but now I need to go in and I need to add some dimension. So I'm just going to get this, I think I'll add the dimension up here. I'm just going to go back and get this a little wet. And I'm going to add my secondary color. I'm just trying to add a little bit of shadow and a little bit of shading. And with an alcohol marker, it's all about keeping the ink wet. So can you see that there? Now I need to kind of blend it. So I'm going to take the same marker that I used to put my first color down with, and I'm just going to kind of get that darker color a little bit wet with my lighter pink. And I can go back in with that darker color. I'm only using 2 markers. 2 markers. I just want to add a little bit more color, and it's all about giving that alcohol ink the opportunity to ink out, to feather out. And the best way to do that is to keep it wet. Okay, now I'm going to come up here and I'm going to put a little bit up here. And then go back in and get it a little wet with my first color. It's demystifying alcohol ink. It doesn't have to be difficult at all. It's all about keeping that ink wet. And I just want to show you how to color these in, because then we're going to need to move on. But for those of you who are new, I wanted to give you an opportunity to see that you can just stamp with these from Stampendous and color them. We're going to take them a little bit farther than that. But I wanted to give you some basic. And just kind of add. So I'm just adding some color. And then I'm going back with the color that I originally started with and adding that in and just going over the top and then coming back with that darker color and then going over the top just a little bit, just to give it a little bit of a blend. I'm just trying to add some shading and some shadowing quickly, easily. I'm not trying to think too much about it. I just want to get some shading and some shadowing in there. I only used 2 pens. That's all I did. Let's do some leaves. Okay, so I'm going to go in there and I'm going to color my leaf. And then I'm going to take my darker color and I might use the bullet tip on this one and just draw in some darker color. So you can really see it now, but I want to soften it up. Take my original color and just get that super wet with the ink so it forces a bleed. That's all we're trying to do, is force that ink to blend into each other by bleeding into each other. And then once you need to stand back for a minute and give it its chance to do its thing. So I'm going to move on. I'm going to color this one. And this one. And this one. And here. So this is just my base color, and then I've chosen a darker color to add some shadow. Now, Ozzy Andrew definitely has numbers on the top of his markers. Pay no attention to the numbers. The numbers mean nothing to you. They are not like a Copic where those numbers are very, very important. These, we're just playing with the colors we like. I'm not necessarily blending color families together. I'm blending markers that I think look pretty together. I don't want you to get caught up in having the, well, is it in the same color family, in the same saturation family, in the same hue family? Go ahead, free yourself. It's all good. So I'll add just a little bit of ink up there and kind of blend it on in, get it wet, wet, wet so it blends into each other. And let's do some darker ink. Down here, so look at that darker line that I drew. I need to soften that out. So I'm going to go back just with the green that I was using. And just get that wet right on that demarcation line, really, really wet so that ink has something to soften into. I could even add a little bit more if I wanted. And then come back and soften, soften, soften. And then I need to step away for a moment and let the ink have its opportunity to do what it's going to do. So am I a pro at Copic markers? No, I am absolutely not. Can you become Copic certified? Sure you can. Go for it if you're really into the alcohol markers. But if you've always been kind of mystified about them and a little afraid of alcohol markers, you just have to let yourself be free. Stop worrying about what's supposed to be right and what's wrong and what everybody else is doing, and just do you. So I've added a little color to all of these. I've blended them out with my original color green. And now I know they're all supposed to be leaves, but look at how great that is, and it was easy peasy. Is it going to bleed through your paper? Yes, it is. It's alcohol ink. All alcohol ink is going to bleed through your paper. But look at how pretty is that, right? Super, super simple. Let's go just a little bit down in. Super, super simple. Grab a color. Color your flower, your leaf, whatever you want to do. And then let's just do a couple of these so you can see. So just get in there. And then we're going to move on. And I really could do it like this. I mean, I don't have to be as careful as I am. I could just get in there, and because they're all going to be the same color. Fran is probably going, but Stacey, those are leaves. I know, but I'm being Stacey. This is my art, and I wanted this to be a flower. I'll have my leaves coming off there. Okay, so I've colored it all one color. My second color, this is a little different than the first ones I did. And I'm just going to go back and add a little bit of color. Let's do it down here this time. A little bit of darker color here, and then back with my first color and saturate it. So it gives that darker color the opportunity to bleed in. I can add a little bit more and then saturate it. Okay. And a little bit here maybe. And then saturate it with that first color. And create that bleed. And maybe a little bit more. And then saturate. And a little bit over here. And then go in there and saturate that color. At $1.99, you really can't go wrong. These are an alcohol-based marker that's going to let you play without breaking the bank. Okay, now I need to kind of let it dry for a little bit and let it do its thing. So pretty. Right? You can do this. So I haven't done these yet. You can do this. Now, make sure I put my lid on properly. Now, because you're going to get the dies with them, I've got the die right here. And I can bring over my Sizzix Big Shot machine. I'm working on a magnetic platform. Magnetic platform does not come with the machine. Ooh, I'm going to go back just a little bit. Magnetic platform does not come with the machine. You get a standard platform with a solo, shim, and 2 cut plates with your machine. A magnetic platform is an additional price. We sell a bundle where you get the magnetic platform for free, and the magnetic platform is a $40 value. So magnetic platform, what's the beauty of it? When you are doing dies that you want to match your stamp and your die. Oh, Stacey, how about we put a cut plate down first? That would be better. It allows you to line it up and then it doesn't move. You don't have to tape it down. Do you need a magnetic platform? It is a luxury. It's nice to have it. It really does. But if you had to use Sizzix Maker's tape to tape them on down, or some washi tape or some painter's tape, would that be the end of the world? No. Just know that we have a bundle that includes the magnetic platform for free, which is really nice. Okay, so I sent it through. This is an open frame die, which means it's not intricate at all. I can put my fingers right through it, so it doesn't need to be rotated or use a precision base plate. And bam, done. Easy peasy. You got a little white on there that you're not happy with? Grab your marker. A little bit of green where that white is, and nobody gonna know. Nobody's gonna know. These are so easy to do. Let's take this one. See, look at how pretty is that. I'm not gonna finish it because I know we need to move on, but I am gonna die cut it. Bring over my Big Shot machine. I've got my magnetic platform. I've got my cut plate. I've got my paper, my die, and my do not cut plate, and I would send it on through. But what if I don't have the magnetic platform? Here is the base that you're going to get and the solo shim you're going to get with your machine. So let's just take that magnetic platform away. When I'm cutting a wafer die, which is what this is because it's wafer thin, and I'm using a Sizzix Big Shot machine, I need to use my base platform and my solo shim together. They used to come hinged. They don't come hinged anymore. You can still buy them hinged, but it's a separate purchase. I line it on up. Now the difference is that if I move it, that's what a magnetic platform will allow you to get away with. Moving it without it moving where you've placed your die on top of your paper. Now I could tape this down if I wanted to. I could just say, hey, it's only paper. Let's give it a whirl, see how close I get. One run through. Easy peasy mac and cheesy. I can tell you I'm a little off. Oh well. So it was white, now it's not. See that white? I'm not going to worry about it. It was white, now it's not. I'm just taking my darkest color and just making it disappear. Don't get caught up on the small things. Let it go. Oh, it's so pretty, and it's not even supposed to be a flower. Okay, we have to move on, but if you've never seen die cutting, stamping, inking, well, there you go in a super fast manner. But you can do this. I promise you, you can. Now, I'm going to stop what I'm doing with all of this, and I'm going to switch gears. Remember, I told you I was going to switch it up a little bit. And so I'm going to bring over some sheets of acetate. These are pre-foiled, and the snowflakes happen to be pre-die cut, so they punch right out. Sheets of acetate. Ooh, I don't even know if you can see these. I can't tell. But so pretty. Beautiful. But what are we going to do to these? I'm going to alcohol ink them. And you're like, wait a minute, Stacey, you were just stamping. Now we've changed everything. I know, but I'm going to be okay with that. So I'm going to take some alcohol inks from Couture Creations. We've had his pearl colors before. Now we've got his regular colors. And I want to say there's 36 regular colors. And they're in a YouTube Yummy sale and an I Want It All. We've had his pearl colors before, but never the regular colors. And they're at a really wonderful price, and I just think it's well worth it. The alcohol inks are amazing. But I'm going to color my acetate piece of plastic with my foiled images on them. I wonder if a black piece would be better. Let's see if I can show you in a black piece. So I've got my pre-foiled snowflakes on there. And then on the back side is just acetate. When I use my alcohol inks, I don't want to alcohol ink on the top side. And you can feel where the foil is. So I can feel that. I feel the foil there. And on this side, I don't. It's completely smooth. So I know I want to alcohol ink with my foil side down to my table, because, well, alcohol ink will go over some of that foil, and you may not want to change your silver to purples and blues. You may want to change your colors to purples and blues, but I want to keep that silver foil as pristine as possible, so I'm going to ink upside down. All right, Ozzy Andrews got this cute little gizmo here. Cute little darling heart, isn't it? It's his alcohol ink blender tool. Woo! Pop it in there, Stacey. There we go. So it doesn't come out. Snap it on in and then snap it on out. And he sells these little heartfelt pads. Now when you buy this, it comes with some of the heartfelt pads. Look at them, they're cute. But he also sells them in a whole big stack. What do you do with these? This is how we're going to apply the alcohol ink to the back. But we're going to do this kind of in stages. We're going to start here, and then I'm going to change it and do some middle, and then I'm going to change it and do the ends, because I want you to see the difference between the three that I'm going to do. I'm going to put a little bit of, let's say, how about Twilight? Twilight looks nice. I'm just going to drop some right on my felt pad. Now it drips and drops out. It just drips right out. A little goes a long way. And I don't know that I'm going to use any blending solution. Ozzy Andrews sells blending solution, but I use the Marabou hand sanitizer as my blending solution, and it works just fine. I want to keep this color as dark as I look at. See, let me get a white piece of paper. I want to keep that color pretty dark. And I'm just going to go over and just kind of ink over all of them. But you're like, well, I want to do more than one color. Okay, what if we add geranium? It's a pink. I'm not going to change the color of my felt pad. I'm not going to change it because it's got blue. I'm going to drop that pink right on top of it. And I'm going to come in here and add some of that pink. And maybe I want some of the, let's see, what color do I want? How about some azure? How about some azure blue? All right, what can it hurt? And I'm going to drop that right on top of the pink. And I'm just gonna bounce away. If you want more pink, throw more pink. And just bounce away. And what I'm going to get are snowflakes that are going to look like that. So when I pop them out, they're going to have that kind of a background to it. Super pretty and really easy to do. But what if I wanted to have a more prominent snowflake? How would I get, this color is really, I mean, when you hold it up, you can barely even see it. It really takes putting a piece of white paper behind it for it to pop. Because when I hold it up, the color almost disappears. What if I wanted something a little more prominent? How would I do that? Well, let's add some blue. Let's go back to my Twilight. And let's kind of bounce here. Only this time, I'm going to add white. So let's grab the white alcohol ink. And it is white. Now it needs to be shaken up. The regular colors don't need to be shaken up. You don't hear a ball in them, but the white, the pearl, metals usually have to be shaken up, and you really want to give it a good shake. And now let's put some on my, I'm still not changing my pad. I'm gonna just keep going. And now I'm gonna mix that white in with that blue. And if I want to add a little more pink to it, because I like the pink in it. And maybe a little bit more white. And I just keep using the same felt pad. Ooh, look at how pretty that's becoming. So, now, and you can see the difference even in the back side. Here you can see my snowflakes right through the acetate. Here it's a little harder to see those snowflakes. And when you turn it over, the snowflakes are far more, the color is not as translucent. Here, very translucent. Here, less. But what if we turn it over again, and this time I add a lot of white? And when I mean a lot, I mean like 6 or 7 drops, because the alcohol inks really do last you a long time. So now I've got more white than anything else. I could add a little bit of that back in, 1 drop. 2 drops. Let's be dangerous, shall we? Let's be dangerous. And I really bounce. Do I want some more pink in there? I can. Little 2 drops of pink and 2 drops of white. And you almost feel like you're a mad chemist. And blend, blend, blend. Should I do a little more white just for good measure? Just because I can. Okay, so now I've used a lot more white than anything else. And when I turn it over, again, you've got very translucent, you've got definitely more opaque, and this is going to be substantially lighter. So when I turn them over, you can see the 3 different variations. But let's pop them out and see what they look like when they're actually out. And they are pre-die cut for you. This is by Hunky Dory. It is very limited. All of the Hunky Dory acetate that we have for you is limited. Let's pop. Let's get this guy out. And let's get this guy out. So it's up to you how much color you want to use. Do you want them more translucent versus opaque? Then you use less or none of the white, and you have very translucent, pretty snowflakes. All right, I think that's probably a good amount to give you an idea. This one's real pretty though. Super pretty. And I'm not sure what's coming through because I can't tell, but hopefully they're there. Now, you know what I'll do is I'll take a little bit of, I didn't open one up, but that's okay. Take a little bit of my sticky dots. I didn't have one ready to go. So on this sheet is hundreds of thousands of little sticky dots, and I'm just going to put these right on there. I could even layer them on top of each other if I wanted to. Oops. But I want to be able to put them on my white paper so they don't slide. And anywhere I put my snowflake, those sticky dots are going to hold. And because of the way they're manufactured, you're not going to be able to see through and see the sticky dots. So they're great for vellum too. Give it a good press, and anywhere you can see my snowflake, that's where the sticky dots are going to hold. And anywhere you see through, there's going to remain sticky dots left behind. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, much better. Well, some of these weren't dry enough, but that's okay. We're going to go for it. Oh, you're going to see the sticky dot on that one because it wasn't dry enough. Let's see if this one's dry enough. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I put some of my alcohol ink down before it was completely dry. So you want to make sure that it's dry on the back before you do what I just did. But that's okay. I just wanted you to be able to see them so I didn't have to worry about them sliding off the page. Make sure that alcohol ink, so you can see the ones that were completely dry, pulled up with no problem, and the ones that were still wet, well, they're still wet. Oh, see, that one's completely dry. All right, so we inked up the back of a sheet of acetate, and we made sure that it wasn't on the side where the foil is, and you can feel that foil. Super fast. One more time so you can see it in real time as opposed to teaching time. And I'm just going to mix some of this right on there. If I want to loosen it up, I can put a little bit of hand sanitizer on there. Make sure I'm on the back side, and I'm just going to go. This way you see it in real time. If I want more blue, grab some of my navy. Let's throw some dark blue down here. It takes about, I don't know, 2-3 minutes to do a whole sheet. And then give it time to dry. And it's up to you how much white you want to use. A couple drops. So at a couple drops, the alcohol inks last a really long time. Okay, let's get some really pink ones over here. And that way we've got some different looking ones all the way through. And some really, some really blue ones in the center. That way they all look a little different from each other. And if I want, I can throw my white down. Okay, call it done. I'm done. I'm not going to do any more. I'm going to let it dry. And then I can go and pull all of my beautiful snowflakes and do with them as I see fit. See, it's still wet. Still a little wet, not bad. And then I can just pop them out. And no two snowflakes are the same. So easy way to use alcohol ink. Piece of cake. But we need to move on. What if I had a piece of acetate where you've got a border to it and then completely clear up here? What would I use this for? We would make amazing things out of this. We did make amazing things out of this, but I'm going to color it first, and I'm going to use my alcohol inks again. Let me get a full sheet. So now, because I'm using my alcohol inks again, and I'm not going to use these colors, I'm going to take this off. Do I throw this away? No! Heavens no, I'm going to keep that. And anytime I go to use these colors, or a purple or a pink, I'm going to put this back on. I'm going to get it wet with a little bit of hand sanitizer and re-get those colors going and move along. That's the fun of alcohol ink. But I am going to use new colors. So, this time, I think I'm going to start with a green. And this one is a pearl green. So it needs to be shaken up because it's got a color in there, a pearlized color in there that needs to mix with the body of it, the base color. And I'm going to go ahead and get some on there. And oh, Stacey, see, I didn't pay attention. This is my foiled side, and by going over it, I'm going to get rid of that color is going to go right over my silver and get rid of that silver. I don't want to do that. I want my silver to show. So what do? A little bit of hand sanitizer and erase it like it never happened. The alcohol ink will dry to permanent until you add another alcohol product over the top of it. Anytime you mix two alcohol products, it's going to cancel out and erase each other. So I just fixed my mistake. So let's go back a little bit. And I'm just going to add green all over. All over. And you can see how far my little drops go. So I've got a little green going on. So that was fern. I've also got apple and a pearl. So I'm going to use that apple too. Let's see what color the apple is. And I'm going to mix it up. And drop it down. And add some of that apple. And remember, I'm working on the back side. Okay, so that's where I am. I've gone along the mountain ridge in the green, and that's where I'm at. Now let's add some sepia. Sepia is kind of a brownish, antique-y brownish color. You know sepia from pictures when they're done in that sepia as opposed to a black and white. And I'm putting it right on top of my green. Should I have shaken it? Yep, it's a pearl. All right, well, I'm still gonna put it right on top of my green. Drop, drop, drop. And then I'm gonna do kind of up towards the mountains at the tops in my sepia. Maybe a little bit more. 1, 2, 3. And a little bit more. Boy, I could do this all day long. Okay, so here's where I'm at now. And you can see the pearlized color coming through the acetate. It's not the same as the clear, as the regular colors. These have a pearlized look to them. But now I'm gonna add, I'm gonna add some gold. Pearl gold. And again, I'm gonna go right on top. 3 drops sound good? And I'm going to hit the mountain, just the peaks of my mountains. With some gold. There's gold in them there hills. Well, at least in these hills there are. Okay, and then if I really want to, I would change my pad if I wanted to add some more green, because I've got gold on there and I've got sepia on there, and if I wanted to add some more green just to the bottom, I would definitely go back and just use a pad for green. I do not throw my pads away, I keep them. Can you rinse them out? Sure you can. Will they reactivate when you add alcohol to it? Yes, they will. I don't get rid of them. Let's add a little more green just to the bottom. Okay. So from the back, it kind of looks like a hot mess. From the back, you just kind of got a hot mess going on. But then, when we turn it over, what we have is so pretty. You can see the gold coming through and that sepia kind of blending down into the green. It's beautiful. But you're saying, Stacey, you went outside the lines. I know. It's okay. Easy peasy. Blending. It's not really a blending, it's a color lifter. This is the, gosh, we sell more of these than anything else when it comes to alcohol markers. This is your erase tool. Your erase tool, yes. Wait for it. Let me get a piece of scratch paper. So now I can come back and I can follow the line of the mountain. Does it matter that my nib turns weird colors? No, as long as it runs clear, I'm good to go. Could you take a Q-tip to do this? Sure, you just need hand sanitizer, blending solution. And I can go in there and I can start erasing all of my oopses. I'm picking up that color and then I'm wiping it off. I'm picking up that color and then I'm wiping it off. You use alcohol inks. Here's your erasing pen. And before you know it, I'm erasing all of that extra. Oh, I know, isn't that pretty cool? How often do you get a chance to go and erase what you've done when you're crafting? Usually it's a one-time, you go and what you get, and you don't pitch a fit and you finish it and you love it and whoever you give it to is going to love it. But here you have an opportunity to go in and fix so that you don't have to worry about coloring outside the lines. Now, I would absolutely say a Q-tip and some blending solution will work just fine, but for $1.99 a pen, to have that brush tip so you can get into the fine nooks and crannies, it's worth the $1.99 for the pen. If the pen was a $7 pen, I would definitely be saying go get yourself some kind of a thin, even the little, well, those are almost too small because they won't pick up enough of the ink. But a Q-tip, if you're paying $7.99 for a blender pen, that's a completely different thing than $1.99. Those are two different price points. For $1.99, get yourself a couple blending pens. Can you refill them? Well, you can. The blending pen, you can pull out the nib and replace it with some hand sanitizer. His colored pens, they do not come with a refill yet because they're at $1.99. It's just really not worth it to do the refills. So I'm just picking up that color. And then you can use this for your layouts. You can cut this down to make a beautiful card. You could do the whole face of the card with the acetate, and you could stamp here. And this doesn't have to be for Christmas. Looky, it can be any time of the year. You can be hiking, camping. This could be whatever. But it's beautiful with the alcohol ink behind it. You gotta put the alcohol ink behind it. Otherwise, it's going to mask all of that beautiful silver foiling that they've done for you. So pretty. The pearl is beautiful. And The regular colors are beautiful. But now we need to get back to where we started. Remember I said we've got to go and get back to where we started? Okay, so why did I show you the alcohol inks? Well, because we brought in the acetate from Hunky Dory. But in a lot of the sheets, from Hunky Dory, there's an ample amount of plain acetate in the center. Now, they make really big cards in the UK, so they would probably cut this in half, and that would be the front to one card. Half of this would be the front to one card. They would probably cut it, and half of this literally would be the front to one card and one to another. These would be 2 A5 cards. Look at how beautiful that back, look at how gorgeous that is, right? What if you don't want to do alcohol inks? What else can you do? Well, I know that my girls absolutely loved having the border. They made layouts with the borders. They did cards with the borders because they are just that beautiful. They really are just that beautiful. And I could certainly go in and alcohol ink them. Make sure that I'm inking on the side that is not foiled, and you can feel it. So I could go in and alcohol ink it to whatever makes my heart happy. I'm going to add a little bit of the green. And make a beautiful border. I could go in and let's put some of this on and this one on, and I could grab another piece and make sure that my foil side is down. Smudge it, kind of smudge it with my finger so you get some highs and some lows and some runs through it. Oh, Stacey. Do I want to add another color? Just kind of smudge them together. So instead of using alcohol inks, I could just use my alcohol markers. Let's turn this over so you can see both. And color it with just with a marker, up to you. But what I really want to show you, gosh, that really came, look at this one. This one came out beautiful. How pretty is that? What I really want to show you is what to do with that extra piece. So you've used both of the borders. You've cut them off and you've used them. You decided not to make a card out of it and not use the whole sheet of acetate. What now do I do with it? You've used this piece. You've used this piece or this piece. So you've cut it down, and now you're left with a plain piece. This is where we come full circle. And we bring back our stamp, where we started from. Way back when. Do you remember way back when? This time I'm going to use Stays On. Stays On ink, not India ink. India ink isn't going to help me at all. India ink will not dry on non-porous material. It will allow you to use alcohol markers with it. It will absolutely allow you to use alcohol markers with it because it won't move. You can use watercolor markers with it. You can use watercolor paints or colored pencils and Gamsol with India ink because it won't move. But when it comes to a non-porous material, you need something that's going to be a permanent based ink, and that Stays On. Stays On is an alcohol based ink, just like this alcohol marker, just like this alcohol ink. These are all made with the same foundation. Now the components on the rest of it may be a little different. Stays On is made a little different. The rest of the components are different than maybe what's in Ozzy Andrews' alcohol ink markers, which could be different than what's in his alcohol ink bottles. The level of pigmentation can be different, but they're all an alcohol-based product. And they are all meant to work on non-porous materials. Luckily, his alcohol ink markers work on paper as well. I mean, it just looks great on. And again, this is not expensive paper. This is just my 100-pound cardstock, and I only used two colors of ink. But I want to stamp on my acetate, so I have to use the right ink, and Stays On is the right ink. There's also archival. I know they have now archival dye-based and maybe archival pigment-based, so you need to make sure that you're using the pigment or the permanent-based ink. It needs to be a permanent-based ink. We like Stays On. It's tried, it's true, it's made by Sukaniko, who has been in the ink business for I can't even imagine how long. So I ink it up. Now the key thing about this and having stamp positioners really nice is that you don't want to smear it. You don't want to accidentally slip it. So I'm going to go down, 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. I'm going to try not to go shmoosh so that it doesn't move. I don't want to smear it. And up. And there's my image. Now, what happens if I ink it up and I do what I just told you not to do? I put it down and I go, oh, did you see that little twist? I mean, it was the slightest little twist. It was just, but you can see it smeared. Not a problem. Remember, you have friends in a paper towel and hand sanitizer. So this is going to be permanent unless you add another alcohol-based product to it, and then it's not going to be permanent anymore. This is permanent. It's permanent. It's not going to move with water. But if I take an alcohol-based product and put it over the top, it is absolutely going to move. I want to color this now. So I had all of that extra acetate because I used the borders and I used the mountains. I have all of this extra acetate and I want to use it. I don't want to throw it away. So I'm inking up. I'm using my StazOn. If you have a stamp positioner, Wahoo Kachoo. And oh, I might have smeared it. 1, 2, 3, ABC. Oh no, not bad. I'm good. And I'm done. Needs a few seconds to dry, and then you're good to go. I can now alcohol ink this, but not on the front side. If I add my alcohol ink to the side, I added my StazOn, and you'll be able to feel it. I can feel the StazOn. If I add my alcohol ink right to there, it's just going to make a mess because it's going to activate the alcohol in my ink pad and my StazOn. Okay, so let me take a dark color. This is the side my StazOn is on. My design is now gone. It wipes right off because it's interacting with another alcohol-based product. But if I just turn it over on the smooth side, just like I did when I did my foil. Remember, I turned it over and inked on the back side. If I just turn my stamped image over, that's the smooth side, that is not. Now I can go in there and I can color. And again, I'm gonna make this a flower because I want to. So I can take, and let's zoom on in a little bit. Nope, wrong way, sorry. Okay, so I've got a little piece of paper here just to wipe off. Now I can go in and I can go right over because I'm on the back side. So I'm going to color my leaves. And I'm just coloring. And I just need to stay kind of within the lines, but remember, what happens if I go outside the line? No big deal. I've got that blender tool, it's a color lifter. They call it a blending pen, but it does not blend colors, trust me. Whether you buy the Copic one, the Spectrum Noir, it does not blend colors. So I've got some color going on. And then I can do the same thing I did before. I can grab a darker color. Just 2 pens. And I can go in and add a little color at the bottom, and then kind of swirl that color up. Take off some of that color. And I won't know what it looks like until I turn it over. So I might have to go back and add some color to it somewhere. But I'm just going to give it a whirl. I'm adding a little bit of that dark pen. And then I'm coming back with my lighter. And just trying to give it an opportunity to have some shadowing. Let's use the brush tip is better. Some shadowing and some shading on acetate, because you have that acetate. Maybe you already have acetate. How many packages do you get that has acetate in it? If you get stamps, well, the liner card is made of acetate. Think of all the things that you may throw away that you should be stamping on, and just taking some alcohol ink and making them something special. It's a net zero waste product is what we're going for. Okay. So I've started with my leaves, and I have no idea what they're going to look like. I'll have a better feeling for it ooh, when I turn them around. So they're still a little wet. But you can already see. Let's do some of the flower, even though I know they're leaves. I'm making it what I want to make it. You make it what you want to make it. No judgment. And I'm going to color it all pink. Almost every clear stamp set I've ever received or used or opened had a piece of acetate as a liner, just a plain piece of acetate. Some of you keep it in there, some of you take it away and throw it away. Well, what if you didn't throw it away? What if you saved it to stamp on? Because ultimately what you get is almost like a stained glass look. And see how easy I can color right over the top of everything, because I'm coloring on the back side. I don't have to worry about my ink smearing, because I'm coloring the back side, maintaining the stability and structure of that alcohol ink that I stamped with. Okay, let's take a darker color and see what we get. And I'm just going to lay some of that darker color in there. And then I'm going to kind of blend them in together. I'm not going for perfection. I'm going for interest and a unique application. And I'm only using 2 colors, and 2 colors that if you were a Copic person would be saying, oh, you could never use those colors together. Well, I know that there's a reason that you do what you do with your hues and your saturations, absolutely, and I respect it and I admire it because it is a true talent. But for the rest of us, well, who just want to play and make really pretty things that are easy, I have always been intimidated by Copic markers, always. So I just gave up worrying about it. And I decided to just be me. And just do me. And me says, this looks like a flower, even though I know it's supposed to be leaves. You do you. But I think that there's lots of you out there who are equally or have been equally intimidated by the alcohol ink marker. How do I use them? How do I make them work? Why don't they do what they do for everybody else? Well, you're not everybody else. You do you. All right, I think I'm going to give this a second to dry. And we'll see what we got. Now I can go back. I got a little bit outside the line. So I can go back in and just kind of go zoop. Sound effects required. And clean up my little mess. No, I want to go backwards. Hold on. Come back. There we go. See what we got. You want to add more color? Add more color. You want to, is it dry? Yeah, it's pretty dry. You want to go in and add more? Add more. You want to lighten a color? I wonder if I've got a lighter pink. I don't know that this is lighter. More of a rose. Ooh, that's pretty. Now I'm just adding a third color. Ooh, that's so pretty. And it's on acetate, which means we can die cut it. Look at how it looks. So, I mean, the colors just pop. You have to know that these are the same colors that I did here. Look at the difference. Same markers. Look at the difference. Paper, acetate. But can I die cut acetate? Yes. Yes, you can. Okay. So, to die cut acetate, you absolutely need a precision base plate. And luckily, we have a bundle that just happens to come with a precision base plate. I can hear everybody at Sizzix Ellison groaning right now, like, really, did she just do that? But wait, there's more. Okay, I am going to use the base plate that it comes with my machine and the solo shim that comes with my machine, only instead of taking a cut plate, oh, what did I do with my die? Oh wait, there it is. Instead of taking a cut plate and putting it down, let me back up just a little bit more. Instead of taking a cut plate and putting it down, because normally I take a cut plate and then put my acetate down and then put my die down, this time I'm gonna put a precision base plate down. But you said, Stacey, it's not an intricate die. It's not, it's an open frame die. Absolutely, look at it, I can stick my hand through it. But you are asking it to cut through plastic. There is no fibers in here for the die to cut through. It has to cut through plastic. So you want to use your precision base plate so that it will cut through the plastic. And then a cut plate, a do not cut plate. Let's see if I don't move it. And send it through. Now you may hear some creaks and cracks when I get there. Wait for it. That's it cutting the plastic. Crazy, right? That's the sound you want to hear of it cutting plastic. Will it hurt the machine? No. Will it hurt the die? No. And bam, there it is. I mean, this is easy as can be. Really, really easy as can be. Let's move this off to the side. Ooh, let's maybe do, let's put this up here. And let's get another piece of clear acetate that is from one of the sheets. So the Hunky Dory acetate packs, we have 5 different packs, and in 5 different packs there's either 4 or 5 different sheets, and you get maybe 4 of each sheet. So there's quite a bit in there. I'm gonna take, let's use this one. Look at how pretty is that. Well, what if I take the stems? Stacey, yeah, let's do that. So I'm just making it the way I see it. You'll make it the way you see it. And let's ink up. Let's go here. 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. Ooh, pretty, pretty. And then let's do this one. And let's go maybe here. Oh, I smushed it. Yep, a little bit, but we're going to live with it. And then let's bring this one back. And let's take this one. Maybe take this one. think long, think wrong, right? 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. And maybe down here. 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. And then let's add some stems. So let's add that one there. 1, 2, 3. And let's add no, I think this way. Let's add that one. 1, 2, 3. And let's add this one. 1, 2, 3. And this one. One, two, three. Okay. So now I've stamped on my acetate. And now all I have to do is go in, make sure that I don't color the side that I stamped on. Oops, still wet. This side down, because that's not the side I stamped on. And I don't have to die cut at all. I can just go in there and make pretty. So I'm just going to fill it in. And where was that rosy color? That rosy was pretty. Was this the rosy color? I could just color it right on in. Right on the back of my acetate. I'm going to make those petals too. And just color it right on in. You don't have to add another color if you don't want to. This is yours. You do you. I use that. You do you. It's not quite dry yet. And I smeared this side because I moved it while it was still, I picked it up while it was still wet. Can I go in there and fix that? Yeah. Now nobody will ever know that I touched it while it was wet. Wow. And can I go in there and add additional colors? Sure I can. Can I go in there and add some depth and definition? Absolutely I can. Does it have to be difficult? No. Can you just get in there and go and do? Yes. Am I using a whole bunch of different colored markers? No. 2. markers. Oh, let's see what that looks like. And then I could come over here and let's see what this color is. These violets are beautiful. So I came full circle because we started with the stamps and we finished with the stamps. But to get the stamps done, I had to show you the acetate so that we could move on. Do I want these green? Okay, maybe on this one we'll do some of it green. And it gives you a beautiful stained glass look. And the colors are so vibrant and they pop just so beautifully. They look completely different when you do them on paper. And at $1.99, holy smokes, artichokes. And at $19.99 for the entire set. Wait till you see the samples. Or $6.99 if you just want one. And you've got that beautiful acetate finish. You can do this. You have tons and tons and tons of options. You can do the beautiful mountainscape, and look at that pearlescent alcohol ink. Beautiful. Started with the green and worked then added some sepia and ended with some gold. Ooh, and then went back in and fixed all my oopses with that blender pin, which really isn't a blender pin. But where did we start? We started super simple. We started just by taking the dies and coloring them, stamping and coloring just like we normally do, only this time I used the alcohol markers to show you that two colors, you really can do this. You can make beautiful things simply. But then we started alcohol inking all of the snowflakes. And now that they're all dry, look at how beautiful are they. Gosh, I hope the light gets it. I don't know, there's so much of a glare to it. I don't know if I can get it or not. Well, the rest of them, those are down. Look at the color behind them. And by using that extra white, it allows you to get that color more intense and not so transparent, not so see-through. And then we just played. We took the borders and we colored them, because what I ultimately wanted to get to was the clear acetate in the center that allowed me to come in and make some beautiful, beautiful things by stamping on it. So you take your 20 bucks and get the stamps and the dies, all three sets. You may already have alcohol inks. You might. If not, Ozzy Andrews are amazing. I love them. He's got like 36 colors of the regular and I don't know, 12 colors, 16 colors of the pearl. Great. You might like his little heart. You may already have a spouncer and might not need it. Use what you have, and then you can't make something like this You can't make the acetate. You can't make that. You can't make the dies and the stamps. And for that price, holy smokes, artichokes. But we did a lot, and we started so darn simple. And then it took on a whole new life. That's such a pretty piece. That would make such a beautiful border on the bottom of a card. And that was just alcohol inked. With the foil side down. I'm telling you, you can do this. You've got the tools, you've got the creativity, you just need to try. And don't expect perfection. Let it be what it's going to be. All right. We did a lot today, and like I said, we took a left turn and a right turn, and then we came back and took another right turn and made a full circle. But to get to where I wanted you to go, I had to get through the acetate. I wanted you to see what can be done with that acetate, and then what to do with all of the leftovers that you may have from the different sheets that you're going to get. Or use the acetate that you might have been tossing. Look at it, even comes in gold. Wait, look at the gold. Hold on. We've even got a pack in gold. Look at the gold. Is that beautiful? The corners are amazing. But that's all you get is the corners. That'll make a beautiful card or layout there. That'll make a beautiful one there. But then you've got all of this extra acetate to play with. Love, love, love. And the snowflakes are just perfect for everybody. So, holy smokes, before I get to samples, what do we have on sale? Okay, well, we obviously have the pearl alcohol inks. Oh, there's 15 of them. Isn't that nice to know? We've had the pearls before. We have not had the regular colors, and there's 36 of them. There'll be open stock on sale. There'll be an I Want It All on sale. Absolutely. We will put, here's his little blendy tool with the little felt pads. Here's the little blendy felt pads if you need more. Absolutely, they'll be on a YouTube Yummy. We have got the Hunky Dory, which is very limited. So here's the Winter Frost. This has that silhouette that I was working with today. Boy, that's really blinding. I won't do that. And then we've got the gold pack, which is called Land of Enchantment. Here you get 16 sheets. There's 4 different patterns, and you get 4 of each sheet. Here are the snowflakes that I was working with, all ready to die cut. You just punch them right out. You get 10 sheets. And I don't even know how many snowflakes that would be, but you get 10 sheets. Imagine giving this to kids and just having them go have fun. Here's the Violet Delight. Again, 16 sheets, 4 of each different pattern. And last but not least, Fairyland, which is also a gold pack. So we've got them in gold, silver, and then the snowflakes. Then I've got all of Ozzy Andrews' alcohol inks, all of his markers on sale too. We'll put all 108 of them on sale. He's shipping them next week. So once they get here, then we'll start getting those orders ready to go. But I ordered enough, hopefully, to cover this YouTube as well, because it is a long haul. Let me tell you, it's a long haul from Australia. 108 different colors. It's going to take them a little while to get here, but when they get here, we'll get them to you. $1.99 each. Can't do any better than that. And then last but not least, the flash sale. So $6.99 for both. A stamp, a stencil, and a die. $6.99 gets you both of them. $6.99 gets you both of them. $6.99 gets you both of them. How cute is this, right? Or $19.99 gets you all 6, which is ultimately the price, $19.99, of just one of the die sets. Amazing value. Okay. Oh, we'll put Stays On sale too, just in case you don't have it. You need to have it. And we'll put the blocks on sale. I'll have to remind Elena about that. Okay. So let's do samples. I showed you these in the beginning. I'm gonna tilt on up. I showed you these in the beginning. So this was done with the Meadow set. All done with the Meadow set and the Meadow dies to get all your hills and your clouds and your mountains and your little, what is it, a little house in there? Well, yeah, the little house comes in the stamp set. Isn't that so cute? Okay, so I showed you that one to begin with. And I showed you this one, even though I made that the flower. Shh. And I showed you the Eiffel Tower. Now this is some of the gold acetate. And it's been alcohol inked on the back. And then stamped. The stamp comes with the fireworks stamp came with the Eiffel Tower and then the Eiffel Tower. And on this one, this background is the acetate that's been alcohol inked. All right. How cute is this? And here, look at this tiny little darling made with the Meadow set. Isn't that so cute? And this is stunning, made with the Eiffel Tower set. And the fleur-de-lis is in the die set. Yeah, that's part of the die set. The flowers, the Eiffel Tower, all of that comes in that set. Look at. There's the flowers, there's the Eiffel Tower, there's the fireworks that was on the other one, and then the die has the fleur-de-lis and the die for the flowers and the Eiffel Tower and the hot air balloon, all part of that set for $6.99 or $19.99 for the I Want It All bundle. So this is how the flower is supposed to go. But, well, whatever. You do you, I'll do me. That's what makes us creative. Look at this with the alcohol inked snowflakes. Look at how pretty is that? And again, this background was alcohol inked. So you've got the acetate, the foiled acetate with alcohol ink on the background, and then the fuchsia die and stamp set. And then there's No Place Like Home. All done with the Meadows set. And then here, we just used the acetate and we alcohol inked on the back of it for that beautiful lavender purple, and then made a beautiful card out of it with a versus sentiment on the front. None of the Stampendous stamps or dies in there at all, but Aussie's alcohol ink. Here we have another fuchsia. So this was just colored. This looks like it's been done with colored pencil. And our Eiffel Tower with the fireworks going off. And yep, even the trees come with the set. And here we have just alcohol ink. So one of the sets has a Swiss dot pattern, and all we did was alcohol ink on the back of it in unbelievably vibrant colors and stamped Dream on the front. Ooh, right? SMS Girl Renee did this one. So good. And here we have another fuchsia. Now those very well could be the color they're supposed to be, but I don't know. And then look at what we did with the acetate snowflakes. Hello. we made a spinner card. So you can wind this up. We just used fishing wire. We took 2 of the snowflakes, alcohol inked them, stuck them together, put fishing wire. You can wind it up, and then you put it in the envelope, and then when they take it out and they open it, isn't that so clever? And it's just a die. You can use a punch, a die, whatever you need. And because there's so many snowflakes, you can do it in any size you want. There's tiny little snowflakes. You could do varying, you could have them a little hole, you know, a little circle down here and a circle up here and a circle up here and a circle down there. And you could have a whole bunch of them that spin using the smaller snowflakes. So cute. And here we did a desert scene out of the meadow. And then we used the gold, and those are beautiful roses, cabbage roses and flowers, and just made it, and just used the border and kept it very simple. Very simple. And then here we went drippy drippy. I love drippy drippy. With Ozzie Andrews alcohol inks and just drippy drippy in the rainbow colors. And then the balloons are from the Eiffel Tower set. And you get the stamp and the die for the balloons in the Eiffel Tower set. And then I have my last 2, well then I have some, so this is Eiffel Tower. So the floors came from the dies, the Eiffel Tower, the acetate with the alcohol ink behind it, the flowers. What do you think? And then for cards, last but not least, one more Paris card. Then I have some layouts for you. Are you ready? Okay, so remember those borders. Look at them on a layout. Alcohol inked behind. We used the gold borders, matted, couple little bling, and we were good to go. And that left all of that plain acetate in the center to stamp on and color like we were doing. We had all of that plain acetate to still use. But look at what a beautiful layout that is. Love the colors. I think Elena did this one. Pretty, simple, elegant. And the acetate is beautiful with that foiled gold on it. And then our last layout is from SMS Girl Claire. All done with the Paris. And she just stamped and die cut. No acetate. The Merci is from it. The greenery shrubs, the Eiffel Tower, the little banner here. It's all from that one set. Look at that layout. I'm ready to go to Paris. Who's going with me? Well, soon. Soon we'll go to Paris. Who's going with me? All right, you guys, you have had options aplenty from the Tim Holtz bundles that are exclusively here at Scrapbooking Made Simple. And remember, if you want to buy the Tim Holtz bundles and you want them shipped right away, or even the Tim Holtz open stock, let's just say you like 1 or 2 of his dies. If you make a purchase, but don't add any other product, we'll be shipping them to you next week because they're coming into us ready to go. But if you add the Tim Holtz, and you have to do a pay now. So for the Tim Holtz product, you have to do a pay now, and the only thing that can be on that order, nothing else, the only thing that can be on that order is from the Tim Holtz Halloween Fall Collection. If you do a pay later, not a problem. You'll just have to wait your turn for when we get to this YouTube and we start processing this YouTube, and then your products will ship. You'll still get the sale price, absolutely. The sale on the Tim Holtz stuff is 1 day and 1 day only, so you got to get your order in and then it goes back to full price. But one day only. And if you don't mind waiting and you want to add some of the Tim and you want some of the I Want It All bundle from Stampendous for $19.99, then again, your order will ship when we ship this YouTube out. So lots to choose from. I hope I showed you some new and unique ways of using some things that you might have been throwing in the trash. And if you don't have any acetate, well, you can absolutely buy plain acetate, but that Hunky Dory acetate was so pretty, and it gave you plenty of plain acetate while giving you plenty of other things to play with. And Aussie Andrew has just knocked it out of the park with his alcohol inks and his alcohol ink markers. They really have. We're going to have to let the Marabou alcohol inks go. We're taking in the Aussie Andrew alcohol inks because he has just done such an amazing job with them, and with the markers as well. For $1.99 for those markers, you can't go wrong. Okay, where are you going to get all this great product? Well, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. You can certainly find Aussie Andrew's alcohol inks out in the market without question. His markers, not so much, because they haven't landed here in the US yet, but they're on their way. The Hunky Dory, you might be able to find that at some of your local retailers. I don't know how popular Hunky Dory is in the States. I know we love their product, but you may be able to find it here and there. The I Want It All bundle, or the flash sale from Stampendous, is only here at Scrapbooking Made Simple. But I promise to keep crafting affordable. I do. And well, we weren't expecting to do this YouTube today. It was supposed to be about 6 weeks from now. There's never a better time than now to be creative, right? Right. Okay, you guys, it's me, Stacey, Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. I will see you all next week. Bye.